Woo! All right. Welcome to Farm Talk Friday. It is February 2nd, 2024. I'm Ken Jordan. This is my beautiful wife, Giovanna. Hi, honey.
Hi, baby. Yeah, we're in February.
Look, you match the cup.
Oh, kind of.
Sort of. All right. Listen, this is Farm Talk Friday. We're here in Costa Rica at the Green Wave House Farm, small permaculture farm. Fixing the audio here. And
Hit the wrong button.
I did?
This is how you know we're live. Yeah. You wanted it off, right?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Eco.
Eco-civic.
That's okay.
So, it gets hot here.
Yeah.
And we try not to use the AC, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
And,
This is a little guest house that doubles as our studio.
Yeah.
And we run the air conditioner for 1 hour a week when we run this.
It's to prep the studio so we're not sweating while we're here on Farm Talk Friday.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, we do this every week. We moved here from Los Angeles about 8 years ago.
8 years this month.
8 years this month. I used to be in a band called the Crystal Method. My wife has an amazing nonprofit called Green Wave. You can check them out at greenwave.eco. And so it's kind of like our diary, and we talk about our little farm. There's one of our chicken tractors right there.
They're actually both there.
The other one's right there. It's kind of hard to see. And we're raising chickens and eating their eggs, and they're fertilizing our soil. And we move the chicken tractors around whenever they eat enough grass and poop enough poop.
Yeah. Well, when it starts looking a little desert-like underneath there, I want to call it a cage. What's it called? Chicken tractor?
Or a chicken tractor.
They're movable home.
Yeah.
Then we move it to fresh grass.
Yes.
So.
All right. So we concentrate mainly on perennials here. Perennials are the opposite of annuals. We're growing food mainly for ourselves and all the animals that eat them and our friends and neighbors. But perennials grow all year. Well, it's not like they give fruit all year. It's just that you don't have to replant them. The perennials don't have to be replanted every year, where annuals, like...
Or every year or every season.
Yeah. And annuals are tomatoes, cucumbers.
Lots of lettuce, greens.
Yeah.
But kale is actually considered perennial.
Okay. And so, perennials are... The best example is like fruit trees. They go forever. Not forever, but a long time.
Yeah.
But we also find interesting replacements for annuals. Like for spinach, we use things like chaya, katook, chicaskill, Okinawa spinach, and things like that. So every week, Giovanna makes a advertisement for Farm Talk Friday.
Yes.
It's a super beautiful one this week. It's your hand, I guess.
My hand. A hand.
With these
mystery hand.
With these amazing red fruits that might be foreign to you. They were foreign to us until we got here. And it's called pitanga.
Pitanga. So if you go look at the image, they look like little red pumpkins.
Yeah. And they are one of the most delicious fruits in the world.
Yeah, they're really good.
You want them when they're dark red. There's a...
Brilliant red.
Yeah, there's a seed in there that's, almost the size of the fruit. but it doesn't matter. It's easy to get rid of the seed. You eat the whole thing minus the seed. And it's just, I don't know how to describe the flavor, really.
It's sweet with a little
Tart
aftertaste of, tart.
kind
Not
of
sour.
okay, kind of like a cherry, but a million times better. That's the flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, they are a little cherry-like.
Yeah,
Not pumpkin-like at all, despite their shape.
yeah. All right. I wanted to just mention that this Sunday, yes, this Sunday is Election Day here in Costa Rica, and I just wanted to point out that it's a great day to have an election. They do elections on Sundays here, so no one has to worry about getting off work. Mm-hmm. And it's a real high voter turnout in Costa Rica. We can't vote. You have to be a passport holder, or
Like a Costa Rican passport
born-
holder.
or-
Obviously, we have a passport.
right, or a naturally born Costa Rican. Anyway,
We're just residents.
we're legal residents, but we are not Costa Rica citizens. I guess that's the difference.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting in our little area. There's the battle for the mayor. The mayor is called the alcalde, or anyway, it's the mayor, and it's like progress, sort of like progress versus, hey, let's take in consideration of the environment and water
Progress.
and things like that. So we currently have in the mayor, or the progress candidate, and he's running for re-election. And
I don't I don't give a F about the environment candidate is currently in office and is up for re-election.
So-
has agreed to a water desalination plant over on the Kabuya side.
We don't know if that's true.
By rumor, yes.
I don't think that.
And other developments that were like, wow, okay.
I think that development is not even developing. I think the guy is trying to just sell the whole piece of land.
Okay.
But okay, so we'll give you an update next week as to who won, because that's super interesting.
It is interesting, yeah.
All right, honey.
What's pina or
Was Pina EXP?
okay.
are
Ken
you-
wrote
are you
very
saying?
quickly our
saying-
notes, and I'm having a hard time reading them.
I'm looking at my notes and I can barely read any of them, and I just wrote them.
Pina herb is what I saw.
I can see the X.
Okay, well, so like you can grow pineapples from a pineapple head. So
Yes.
I don't know how often we're eating pineapples in the States. I don't necessarily encourage it really because it's actually like a heavy pesticide industry attached to it typically,
Well, yeah.
unless they're organic.
Let's eat organic pineapples.
Yeah, but some of the permaculturists here, like Irene, she's like, hey, she doesn't want to like promote the culture of it because it's so devastating to like the workers and stuff who work it. And but we have pineapples that we can source organically. They are from here. We don't feel that bad for eating them, and we can grow our own, which we have. And we've done that by like using the head. We usually just kind of stick it in the ground, or that's what I had been doing with our workers. But apparently if you peel off layers, it'll root better and probably promotes growth. And that's true a lot of times when you propagate anything. You want to take off as many leaves as possible without, completely traumatizing the plant and allowing it to, get some sunlight. But this was the first time, and I posted a video of it on our Facebook page to show people like how you peel off I think 3 to 5 layers.
Yeah.
And but I put it in water, and then Ken said, "Oh, you do that? I didn't learn that way." So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just know about the peeling back, and so what we're talking about is, when you cut a pineapple to eat, you always cut the top off, and that top you take off all the fruit part, and then you peel back those little leaves. Peel it back, peel it back, peel it back,
Video on our Facebook page.
and then basically you stick it in the ground.
except for the video that I posted, sticks it in water until it roots.
Right.
And then they put it into soil.
Yes, so this is probably a step up from what I knew before. So we're doing an experiment now, yeah.
Yes. And so our ground here actually, it's kind of clay. And so it's not like a nice loose soil either. So
Yeah.
so part of the reason why I'm talking about this at all is just in the past with our pineapples that we have grown from pineapple tops, they've come out and they've been really small. And apparently the ones that grow from the ehos, like from the plant that will grow from the top, it's a very slow process, by the way. So you do the top thing and it's like 2 years later you might get a pineapple.
18 months, 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. And but ours have been like this big. And so I was hoping that maybe 2 years from now, the ones that I'm spending a little bit more time on will have like a slightly larger pineapple.
Yeah.
And then the ehos are like the children of certain plants, like agaves, and they reproduce, but I don't know why they call them ehos, because they kind of like spring forth from the ground, but not by seed.
They're called ehos because they're the children of the plant.
I know, but I think it's like a plant that doesn't need them to be by seed.
Well, that's okay. It still looks like children of the plant.
It's the children of the plant.
Yeah.
The children of the plant apparently make the bigger pineapples.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah.
Like and take less time. So like instead of 18 months or 2 years, like a year. But it makes you really think and be appreciative of the pineapples that we eat, that it's a while.
Yeah.
Patience. Perennial patience.
Yeah.
So, honey, I wanted you to talk about what happened with our rug.
With our rug.
Yeah. We had some crazy...
Okay.
Well, I saw a rug and it was in a weird place.
Should I post the video? I think I should.
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay, we're going to post a video. It's this black and white night vision video.
Should we tell them why we even thought about looking at the camera?
Well, just one morning we're drinking our coffee and Giovanna says, hey, what happened to that rug? And it's one of our rugs on our deck just outside our front door, and it was all out of place and it wasn't a windy night.
And he says, what, you didn't move that?
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, it had to be some predator of some kind, some animal. And I bet we've got video footage of it. So we do have some video footage of it. And it was a mapache, what do they call them?
Raccoon.
A raccoon. It was a raccoon.
There's two of them.
There's two of them, and they were just looking around for trouble to make or something to eat. And, there's no food on the mat. Grabbed it and dragged it for a while and took off.
Yeah, well, I think that they had seen that there was nothing else of interest to them, and then they were about to leave, and one of them was on the bridge, and the other one's like, wait, what about the rug? And the other one's like, yeah, all right, whatever, check the rug. And then he did check the rug, and then decided to drag it anyway, even though there was nothing under it. Maybe they contemplated using it for their home. It's hard to say.
I hope.
Hey-o.
All right, while we're on pesky little animals, this week is apparently Ant Week in our neighborhood.
Oh.
We've been getting videos from our neighbors of ants completely taking over a child's bed. Ants completely covering a wasp nest and taking it down. Just unbelievable amounts
jungle ants.
Of ants. So I'm sure we're up next.
Yeah, I saw crows out over on part of our property, and so it makes me think we need to do the diatomaceous earth around the chickens soon, because Ken's like, gosh, I hope our chickens are going to be okay and that they don't get taken over by ants. I mean, we had to save them one night last year. Thank goodness we saw it happen, but black ants were starting to crawl up into the chicken coop, and I can't imagine a more awful, painful death than death by fire ants.
Yes.
In your sleep. That's one of the worst. I think chickens really have a lot of terrible things happen to them. We had our, Rick and Hero. They had their own.
An old rooster and an old hen we had.
No, there were two roosters.
Oh, those two roosters.
Yeah.
Right,
So remember they were like the two brothers.
Yeah,
they were
right.
best friends, and this is so awful. And they were in the rooster house. Oh god, that's so bad. And so we had a movie night. I can't do it. I have to.
Yeah. So okay, we had a movie night, and Brian, our neighbor, came back he was prepping the bread because he makes the best sourdough bread in the world. He went back to his house to fold and stretch his dough, and then he comes back and he says, "Hey, is it normal for one of your roosters to be under the house?" And we're like, "Under the house? No, they're locked up safely in their little house." And so we go to check on them, and we still don't know it. Something had like picked up this heavy wood rooster house
Off the nails.
and threw it on the ground and ate one of our roosters and one of them got away. So
while he's sleeping, his
Yeah.
brother gets taken out by the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
yeah, if you raise chickens,
jeez.
you have to be accustomed to losing your chickens because it happens.
It happens. Yeah.
All right.
So anyway. Anyways, we're gonna protect our chickens from the ants this week because apparently they're out. And I was just saying that I was seeing some crows, and when I see them sometimes on the ground, I know that like they're hanging around army ants. And the reason why they do that is because the army ants, they like carry, kind of like heavy items on, like what do you call it? Like like on a conveyor belt,
Yeah.
like they become a conveyor belt of like grasshoppers or whatever it is that they find. And then the crows will come in and steal it because it's just like, it's easy prey, I mean, they're just looting the ants' booty.
Yeah.
I like saying booty on this show. Hi, Aztec and Tyson. Howdy. Ooh, I was having a little moment there, and my eye makeup is now running down my face.
That's
but,
perfect.
Yeah. So we can talk about some of the other stuff later, but someone came over this week and they asked a question. I thought it was really interesting. They were really impressed by what we had done, and they said, "So, are you at the point yet where you could just have a potluck, off of everything that you grow?" And I laughed and I said, "No, it's absolutely not."
Well,
And
what? We could easily serve a dish or two, but we can't create a dinner for a whole bunch of people from what we grow.
Right.
But potluck is you bring one item each.
Yeah, but I think they meant like, could you create like a buffet
No.
of things? And I laughed, and my first thing was your response of like, well, not for a whole bunch of people. And they're like, well, no, just for you and Ken. And I said, no, we still can't do it off of like a large variety of things. And I'm like, and the reason why is because like not everything's in season. So even though we're at this point with the property where we actually kind of have a lot of things working, they're not happening all at the same time. And we were at this dinner last night with Honey, who runs the organic market for like the last 30 years. And, she brought up a really good point that mangoes are from here, but they have a short season actually. And if you don't maybe grow your own food, you wouldn't know that. And yet we have mango smoothies everywhere. And so Costa Rica imports mangoes from Mexico so that we can have mango smoothies down the street, so we have our own. Right now when it's not mango season.
Right, but there are there are frozen Costa Rican mangoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. But anyway, it just kind of brings up the point that not everything's in season.
Yeah.
And so even though like I guess like theoretically we could, if everything was going off at the same time, we could do yucca. We could have like yucca leaves. I think what's it called? Like when they do like they have a name for it. It's like the picadillo. We could do like a yucca leaf picadillo with yucca root. We could do like the pitanga cherries. We could do dehydrated cashew fruit.
Yeah, we're growing a whole bunch of different things, but yeah, they're just not all in season
all
at the
happening
same time. All right.
So Ken and I still need to do our experiment someday where we live off the land for, how long are we going to do it? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
I think 2 weeks. Maybe we can give us a few more years and maybe we could bump it up to a month. First, we need to try 2 weeks.
Can we, does it all have to be fresh and just picked, or can we freeze some stuff in advance?
No, we can't freeze it.
Okay.
So anyways, we're going to have to create some rules. So maybe you guys can have some rules for us too. We're going to have to eat. So there's going to have to be a little bit of, it can't be too strict. Like we're not just going to listen to you guys. I know that like we wouldn't be able to get the proper nutrition if we went completely by rules coming from Facebook friends. But we're going to figure it out and report back.
Yeah.
First of all, we need to figure out what that timing is anyway, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it looks like we're in demand. People are calling in. Do Not Disturb was not on, but we wish you all.
Totally on.
It wasn't.
Well,
he's on your favorite.
I know, but I have my setting that says nobody. That says nobody can. Oh well, whatever.
Except for Richard Bishop.
Honey, what is the grasshopper cartoon?
Oh, okay.
Oh, we'll talk about it later.
We can talk about it later, but
what else you got on there?
No, I said we could talk about all of this like on another one. I have to get to a meeting in Santa Teresa for the water keepers, so we will talk about the grasshopper cartoon another time.
Did we talk about your visit to the water keepers?
The fundraiser?
Yeah.
No, that was actually really good. And it's a really lovely event. If you're in the area, you should definitely go to that event.
So we're talking about the Nicoya Water Keepers.
They're an international organization.
The Water Keepers are the international organization.
Yeah, the Nicoya Water.
Here, this branch is the Nicoya Water. Is it the Nicoya Peninsula Water? What is
I think it's just NK, right? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they have a peninsula in their logo.
Yeah. So anyway, and they do a lot of things to protect our.
They do a lot of testing of waters.
Yeah.
But they also were the ones that brought recycling to our area, and that's been just an amazing program that's been going on for many years now, and they definitely deserve our support. And the fundraiser is a fun and kind of swanky way to support them, but it's also like a small amount of their annual budget, and so they do rely on kind of like monthly donations. And if you like cleaning the beach, I think that they're doing that on a more regular basis. They have a program going now, kind of like your Ken used to run a beach cleanup organization called Una Limpia Playa Hermosa. He was the president for several years. Mm-hmm. And they now have a program like that, like some sort of model. I don't know if it's the exact same. Una Limpia Playa Hermosa used to get like the people who owned property on a certain stretch of the beach to contribute. I don't know what their model is, but they have a worker going every day, or a couple workers going every day in the same way. So I gotta get to the meeting.
Okay, listen. Thank you so much
We'll talk about Grasshopper cartoon next week.
That's right, on Farm Talk Friday. Ciao.